Hello. Hey guys. Welcome po sa ating live webinar. We're about to start in 10 minutes. So for now, we will just do some cleanup. Hello. Is my audio just right? Wala po bang problema sa audio natin? Hello po everyone. Welcome po sa ating live webinar. Are our audios right? Me. Mukhang nadidelay aking frame rate ng video. So I just got my new camera. Kaya ayan, meron na tayong selfie dyan. Okay, so I think what we could do right now, hindi ako nakapag-prepare ng Q&A. Sana man lang naka-answer tayo ng mga Q&A, right? But still, I still have a few things to prepare, so hintay-hintay lang po tayo. Let's just wait for the official hour, which is going to be hello, mic test. Open widget. So I think is the audio. Test mic. Hey, mic test. Hello. Testing po muna tayo. Hey, mic test. Hello. Hey, mic test. Hey, test. Okay lang po ba audio? Google Drive. Okay. Because I see YouTube kasi sabi niya is audio stream is current bitrate is 0. So I thought wala pong audio. Okay, so sa lahat po ng mga nasa members area, dun po sa saan kayo nag-registered, pwede po kayong i-click yan ang link at the bottom of that video para po you could join us live here and do some commenting using the what we call this, the YouTube live commenting. Okay, so YouTube live commenting. So start na po tayo, I think. So let me just quickly check. Baka hindi na remind yung mga ibang sasali natin. Yeah, so just remember we have a live link at the bottom of the video in the members area para po sa mga gustong mag-join sa atin live here. Hello Zell. Hello everything. So I think we have 5 minutes left. So mayroon pa po tayong 5 minutes. I just wanted to send a quick email. Mag-i-email po muna ako sandali lang para po maka-attend po yung iba nating mga nag-register for this webinar. Hindi kasi prepare. Ito sila si Mia, oh. Beautiful. So quick. Okay, I will just send this and So probably some of you will receive this email, okay? Alright, so start na po tayo sa ating training. I think it's officially... No, hindi pa pala. Meron pang 4 minutes. 1 minute lang pala yun. Tinagal ng aking preparation for the email. Chuk. Okay, sa lahat po ng nandito sa live training, please share this para po sa... You could share this to Facebook or anyone that you know that needs this. You just click that link on share para po i-share ito. Pop out chat. So medyo natatagalan ako dito sa streaming tool. Hello, how do you do? So, dito. Okay, dito ba tayo? Right, so, welcome sa lahat, and I think we would start officially. Okay, so sa lahat po ng nandyan, take care po. Take care po. Good afternoon po sa lahat, and good afternoon. Wala akong masabi. Okay, so anyways, let's have some final preparations. Good day. Magandang hapon po sa lahat, and we are now officially starting our presentation in the next 2 minutes. So let me see what else needs to be done. Okay po, so before we start, I would like to welcome everyone for coming here for this live webinar. And salamat po sa pagsali. And this is gonna be a free training to help you build up your skill set po in your work from home career. Okay, so you could either choose to be a virtual assistant or a freelancer, and it's your path to pursue once you learn the skill set that I'm teaching you every week. Okay, so next week may iba naman po tayong training, live training pa rin. So looking forward to see you on that next week's training. And also, for just letting you know in advance, for those that actually go through to these live trainings that we're doing, you might be one of those candidates that we will add up in our team when we open up our hiring. Okay, so just be patient and keep learning po in terms of working online. So for now, before we start, again, welcome, and then I'd like to ask you to remove all the distractions. And I'm sorry, may mga background noises po tayo, like mga nagdidikdik ng martilyo. Our neighborhood is doing that. So if you have questions and along the way sa ating pong training, as I present things out to you, make sure you just write it in a comment box. Then Mia will get your questions because we will have a Q&A at the end of this training. Okay? And then also you share this. You could share this live webinar. You could just get the link underneath the video of this and then share it to someone you know that would benefit to joining this. Ang kate. Okay, so I think that's it. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, so the subscribe button is underneath. Like this video if you like it. Dislike if you dislike it. Okay, so comment for any questions on our live chat comment. So sa mga nasa members area po, you could go to the bottom of the video and click that link underneath the video para po makasali kayo sa live chat natin. So you could join our conversation here. So good afternoon po sa lahat. Jenny, Ruby, Elena, Crystal, Arlene. So hello. All right, so we're now going to get started with our training today. So, what are the things that we're going to discuss? We're going to tackle here. Meron po tayong mga live sessions na gagawin niyo po along with this. Okay, so we will have live example work that I'm going to show you, and you also do it on your own. Okay, so if you're still on your phone right now, you could still watch it and learn from by just watching, but it would be best that when you're ready in your computer, go along with us. Okay, so you could go along with the training. So what we'll tackle is why use Google Drive. So we'll talk about some advantages and collaboration with client and team. So I will show you how we should collaborate, and if you're working for a client and a team using Google Drive. And then let's start with a doc. So we will explore a document in Google Drive, and let's settle the sheet. Sheet po. Yung Google Sheets, okay? And we will explore its features and how it's going to be useful in your career online. And then let's do some slide. Okay? Hindi po tayo magsa-sliding, but we will create some presentation, a slide presentation. Okay, so Doc, Google Sheets, and Slide are basically replacement of Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Okay, so everything they're now on one place. And also we will explore more. We will tackle more about that. So now let's go ahead and let's talk about why use Google Drive if meron namang ibang tools, di ba? So if you are not using Google Drive in your life since birth, or if you're just new to this tool, it's a very useful tool. Okay, we use it most of the time in our day-to-day transactions and work for our clients and collaborating with our team. Okay, so one of the reasons why you use Google Drive is if it's in terms of price, it's free. Rather than downloading Google, if you want to use Word document, Excel, or PowerPoint, they are not free, and sometimes you have to download it to crack sites, diba? So you are doing something hindi maganda. So we're downloading crack, and sometimes those cracks are cracking our computers. Will crack our computers. So free po, and I said here very cheap. Bakit po is that they offer kung mai-exceed po yung free limitations mo, you could just upgrade to actually just pesos a month. Okay, so in our case, working online with a team and collaborating with our clients, I actually just pay Google Drive for just 149 pesos a month at this moment. At meron akong 200 gig na space of Google Drive. Okay? So I think I don't need to talk about what is Google Drive. Okay? So it's just search away. So, and another benefit or why you should use is one place to store personal and work files. So you could store everything, your files, any important files. You could back up your important files directly online on Google Drive. So, of course, so you need an internet to back up your files. Okay? And then you could work anywhere, any computer, and same account. So ito po yung isang benefit, and I will show that to you later on, that even in my cell phone, I could work on these things. Even when my teammates asking me, or my teams are asking me for anything that they needed for the work that I need them to get done, or even our clients. So if they want us to get done, I could just use my phone to actually do things using Google Drive. As an example, they need a file and so on that they needed for the completion of the work. A document, a copy of what they needed for creating a page, or if they're working for creating a website, like that. Okay? So, and easy to use for collaborative work. Mahirapan ako mag-pronounce ito. Collaborative work. Okay? So, collaborative means working together. Okay? So, you have different people that works together in one thing to accomplish one thing. So, just remember is that most online businesses, big and small, use Google Drive for their online businesses. Okay, so you can create, manage, and collaborate with them. So once you learn this, you master Google Drive, you will be able to help them create things out from Google Drive, manage things out that they already been created or that you created, and collaborate with them. So kung ano na po yung mga na-create nyo sa Google Drive, like you created a documents, you created a spreadsheets, and presentations like that. Okay, so many more features of Google Drive that we will explore later on. Right, so let's do the collaboration with client or team. Okay, so this is going to be, am I too fast? So just let me know. So we want to save time. So I'm kind of fast here because there are kind of work here that we need to get done. You need to go along with me. Okay, so Google Drive collaboration requirements. Kailangan nyo po ng email account and you need a Gmail account. So do you have any Gmail account here today? So make sure you have that. If not, you have to create a Gmail account. So once you have a Gmail account, you will have you will have access to all the Google products like YouTube, Google Drive, email like Gmail. That's already included, and whatever Google products is offering, it's going to be associated with that single Gmail email that you have. Okay, so also we need to download and install Backup and Sync. Okay, Backup and Sync is what is the software that Google Drive provides to sync your files from your computer or from your Google Drive to your computer. Okay, so when you have any files to your Google Drive account, masisync po yan sa computer nyo. That means you don't need to download things out. It will automatically download and upload things for you once you sync it to your computer. And I will show you how to do that later on in our assignments that we're going to do. Excited? Okay, so hopefully you're excited to do our activities today. Okay, so sa lahat po ng mga wala pong Gmail account, we will do something to create. We will create an email account later on. Okay, so you have to create. All right, so let's proceed with the next point, which is what you needed is your collaborative skill and workflow. So if you learn a process workflow in using Google Drive, it will be very helpful to have a streamlined process with your teammates. Okay, and of course we will learn that today. And so remember this: be more organized, clean, and streamlined than your boss. Okay, so whenever you're working for someone else, whether you're working for a company in this work from home career that you are pursuing, or if you're working with a team, so whoever is higher than you that you're working, or even your teammates, be more organized and clean and streamlined than them. Okay, so as much as possible, you organize things out properly so that it's easy to find things out. You will not get confused. Where are the things? Which is which? Okay, so part yan ng ating collaborative skill, that we are organized and clean in things that we do. So, because if you are working for someone, especially if you are being employed for a company or a single person, a business owner, we want to help them see things easily. Okay, so we want them to save time and energy in knowing where the files and blah blah blah. Okay, so we want to help them as much as we could. So, hinay, medyo blurry ang video. Is my video blurry for everyone? So I don't think there's blur. There's no drop in frame rate. Probably it was in your internet. Okay, so there you go. And be more organized than your boss. So let's learn from hands-on experience. Okay, so we will do a couple of this. All right. Okay, so we will do a couple of this today, and So we will create a Gmail account. So these are your to-do lists. Let's learn from hands-on experience. Para po, you will really explore Google Drive and we will master it. And we will have some to-do lists today that we need to do, and these are just one of them. So these are just one of them. Ano ba yun? These are just many of them. Ano ba yun? Create Gmail account and go to your drive and create a folder. Once you already created account, we will go to our drive and we will create a folder, and then we will download and install backup and sync, and then we will sync the created folder in our PC, in our computer, and then you will send an email to Team Pinoy Online Academy. You will do that now, and the subject is my Google Drive. My team is already waiting with this to-do list. Don't do it for now if you don't have an idea about this to-do list. And also, the body of your email should say just your name and your Gmail account or Gmail email. Okay, then send that to team@pinoyonline.academy, because we will create a folder for you, and then we will share that to you, and then you will put that on your Google Drive folder that you created. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so wag mo na mag-doc. Okay, let's do this. This should be initial preparation. This is initial preparation of when you want to work with a team and sync with them and collaborate with them. You need these things initially being set up. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I will open up my desktop, and I will show you the process. So let me see if you have any questions. So clear kayo. Okay, so if you have any questions, don't forget to ask it to Mia. Okay, so here we have Google Drive. There you go. So we are on Google Drive. So we have Google Drive here. So what we need to do, let's say for example, we create your account in Gmail. Okay, so in Gmail account, you just go to gmail.com to create your account. So I will be redirected to the login page because I'm already logged in. Okay, so in case kung may Gmail na po kayo, just go to your Google Drive. Okay, so here on Google Drive, if you go here in your email account, just go here on that says Drive. Okay, might probably in different position, but you could just open that up and open your Drive. Okay, so creating a Gmail account should be pretty easy. It's just easy as 1, 2, 3. So just for example, add another account. I will add another account. So you could just enter your here, create your account, and you could set for myself, and then type in all the information that is needed here. So if you already have one, again, follow the process. Click here and go to Drive. Okay, so once you're here on your Google Drive, ang next nyo pong gagawin is to create a folder. Okay, so let's create a folder. So I'm now on my Drive, so I'm gonna create a folder, new folder, and then I will name it what was the instruction on my note. So Drive and create a folder. Oh, wala pong hindi ko na lagay. So let's just name it Google Drive Mastery Training, or let's just name it Google Drive Mastery. Okay, so create, and then once you created the folder, ito na po si My Drive. So you see that is now our Drive. So meron akong ni-create earlier. So Google Drive Mastery. So let's just open up that Google Drive Mastery. Let's prepare that. Okay, so that's one, and the next thing that we need to do is to download. Let's download Google Drive Backup and Sync. Okay, so let's open Google Drive Backup and Sync. Okay, search that on Google. Okay, ang kati ng ulo ko. Okay, so here, download Backup and Sync. Just download that. Just click that, and you should be able to have it here. So download Backup and Sync in your computer. So once you downloaded that, oops, sorry, natabunan. Okay, sorry. Okay, so once you downloaded this Backup and Sync, just search po si Google Drive backup and sync. Okay, so once you search that, you should use this, download backup and sync in Google Drive, and then you will be redirected to this page. So download po, and then just install that software. Then upon installation, you will be prompted kung saan nyo po isi-save yung Google Drive folder nyo, o saan nyo po i-create. So be mindful po with your space of your Drive on your computer. So meron po mga space yan. So be mindful kung saan po yung may malaking space sa inyong computer, and that is not mostly yun pong for files purposes, doon nyo po i-save yung Google Drive. Okay, so meron pong options dyan. So when you install, along the options during the process of installation, you should be able to get the option to actually, you will be asked kung saan nyo po isi-save yung drive. Okay, so in this case, I save it my D, and that's the location where I save it. Okay, so next step is we want to sync the folder that we created earlier. Okay, so ito na po. So ito po. Let's go back. So are you still following? So make sure you downloaded and install Google Drive. Then after that, after you have installed, so let me know if you already installed it. So if you already installed it in your computer, just follow it. Follow this option. So in Google Drive, this is your folder that you created, right? So now we are going to sync this in our computer. So remember that we've opened this up. So once you already installed it, and it's already been connected and saved where you want to save it in your drive or in your personal computer, then just select the folder, okay, so that you created earlier. So let me find that. Ano nga yung name? Google Drive. CGG. There you go. So we have Google Drive folder here. So we just have to check that. And then once you do that and click OK, what will happen is you will this folder will be synced to my computer. So notice, if I'm going to go to, this is what the power of syncing with Google Drive does. So if I'm going to go to my Google Drive, and you notice, and it should be in a few seconds, that folder, see here, it says now syncing, preparing for sync. So now it's preparing. So it should now be synced in a few seconds after I did that syncing option. So we just have to wait that it's going to get done in syncing. So yan po. Let me see. Tagal naman Google Drive. Okay, so that's the first part of the process of syncing. Okay, so download and install backup and sync. So once you downloaded that, sync the created folder that you created. Okay, the one that you created first in Google Drive. And then once you did that, please send an email to team@pinoyonline.academy, and then my Google Drive is the subject and the name and email. Then we will have our team to create you a folder in this assignment that we're going to do in the next steps. Okay, so we're going to do some steps. You don't necessarily have to do this today, okay, so don't worry. So just make sure that you send an email my drive, and then you will be created. We will give you a name of your drive, so this should be the name, and then your Gmail, so that we will share the Google Drive that we created for you. So we have here, so this is our Google Drive Mastery files, and we will share this to you. We will create a new name, so whatever your name is, so once you send that to our email, our team will share that. We will create a folder for you, and that's gonna be your name, whatever your name is, and then we will share that folder to you. So in this case, for example, I'm using this account, and then I will share that to this computer, Google Drive Mastery. So this is a very important step that you need to do so that it will sync on your computer. because this is going to be a folder that is going to be shared. Importante po to that you have to do this process about syncing. Hidden po ito sa Google Drive. This is a feature of ito po kasi is a shared folder. So how you should sync that on your own folder. Kung yun po mga shared folder. I'm gonna show that trick later on. So let's just review again. Ang tagal naman ni Google Drive. Ang dami pang sinink. So let's just double check. Wala pa rin. Pinapahiya ako ni Google Drive So let's just wait for that anyways. So it's still preparing. It's processing. Wow, a lot of files Bakit ang daming pinaprocess nito? So, ito po yung gagawin natin. So, we have an asset folder to save all the assets that you're going to do in this work. And then we have sample documents. These are all empty. And I'm going to show you what to fill in on these folders later on. So, ito po yung gagawin natin. So, we will simply copy all these files. We will create a copy. Make a copy. And then we will save that on your own folder. Okay, so along the way, kung nag-send po kayo ng email as of this moment, so my team will create this for you, will do this for you. So ito po si copy. Ito po yung mga kinopya, we will be put onto your folder. And then you will follow along with this video on our task. Okay, so we have Google Doc. We will start with Doc, and then we will go with spreadsheets work, and then Google Slide presentation. And then we will also duplicate this folder. No, we don't necessarily have to duplicate this. You could just create that assets folder in your own folder, in your own named folder. Okay, so now after this, once we have created a folder for you, we will share this to your email. Okay, so share. Oops, sorry, shareable link. It should be share. And then once we share this, ito po yung gagawin natin. So we will send you your email. We will share it to your email, your own folder, and then we will send it. And then Viola, what will happen then? So this is the account where I shared that folder. So if you go here in my drive, hindi ko po yan makikita dito. Dito po yan makikita sa shared with me. Okay? So dito po yan. So yan. So we have a shared with me folder has been created. Okay? So ang gagawin po natin dito is that we want to add it to our drive folder that we created earlier. Yun pong Google Drive training na folder. Dito po. Okay? Google Drive Mastery. So let's see. Okay, dito. So tapos na po ang syncing. So notice ano pong nangyari sa ating folder sa ating computer. Notice ang folder is na-create po. So na-create na po sa ating computer. So that's how the power of syncing happens. So whenever I do anything here, if I open this Google Drive, para po to sa mga newbies so that you will learn the power of syncing from this cloud storage that you have. So very helpful po ito kasi when you go through, kung nasira po yung computer nyo, once you have this file saved in Google Drive, kahit anong computer po, once you just log into your Google Drive, as long as it's on your drive, just log into your Google Drive when you install this, and then everything that you back up to your Google Drive will be just re-downloaded to the new computer or any computer that you wanted. So that means if you work anywhere, kung saan po kayo naka-work, kung mayroon pong mga kailangang travel work, so you could still work, you could still move files along with you. Okay? So, wow. So what's next? Let's go back. So let's, for example, I will create a simple. Okay, so let's go with this. So, ito po yung folder natin. Ito po yung gagawin natin. So, wala pong option to actually kung if you sync this, how we should sync this shared with me folder that we just received. So hindi niyo po yan masisync, dito sa ating kuan. Nagtatagalog na ako, nagbibisaya, dating kuan. So hindi po yan natin masisync the shared folder. We can't sync that, but there's a trick. So you just have to press Shift Z. Okay, Shift Z. So select that folder. and then press Shift Z in your computer or in your keyboard. And then go here on my, you see here, it is now opening this window. This is a hidden control of Google Drive where you could actually add this drive to your drive. Okay, so I will give you the difference. Okay, so kung i-right click niyo po yan, wala po yung option to add to your drive. Meron pong add shortcut to drive, pero hindi po yan masisync sa ating computer kasi shortcut lang po yan. So we have to make sure that we actually add this folder to our drive so that anything that is going to be any changes that we did here will also sync automatically po sa ating computer. So kasi shared po ito eh. So hindi po ito masisync kung shared. So again, press the folder and shift on your keyboard po. Shift then Z as in zebra. Okay? So you will see this window and then you will just select where you want to add this. So ito pong option ito is it is what we call add to drive option. So available po to before but it was hidden. I don't know what's the plan of Google Drive. Probably this is no longer be available in the future. And then here it says Google Drive Mastery. This is the folder that we created. So we want to add that. Okay, so we want to add that folder and click add here. And then there you have it. Clint has been added. The folder that I shared to this user is now added. So what will happen to my Google Drive? Notice, so in just a few click, notice that it's already in my computer. And all the files that we already saved earlier already in my computer. Okay, so that's convenient, right? So kung meron po kayong mga files, of course, it will also rely on your internet connection speed and on the file size. Mga 1 KB file size lang po yan, kaya instant po. Nasa computer na natin yan. So that's the power po of syncing. Okay, so you must make sure that you have this Google Drive backup and sync installed, and you select the correct folder that you want to sync, and then also you did that process of whatever. Ito po applicable po to sa lahat ng mga shared na folder na sa iyo. So if you have any shared file and you wanted to save that on your drive and you want to sync that in your computer, yun po yung process. Shift Z. Okay? So add that to your drive. So that's how you do it. Okay, and then you just choose the folder where you want to save that file. So, okay, so yun po yung process natin for syncing files and collaborating with our team. So for example, we're working with a team and we need to work with files with them. Then that's the process of sharing things out and adding it to our Google Drive. So the next thing we need to do is to basically do the next steps. So hopefully you've learned the process of syncing and sharing things out in your Google Drive and your computer, from Google Drive to your computer. Okay, so now let's proceed with our next step, which is we will create some document. Okay, so we will create a live document, do sample work, and you will go along with me and just create your own. Okay, so what you can do with Google Doc, by the way. So we could use this for article writing. So meron po kayong mga tasks about article writing. So ito po yung pinakaunang job ko working online for my employer before, which is now our client. So nagsusulat po ako ng mga article, mga blog post para sa kanyang pinopromote na business. So I'm researching and then rewriting all those key points and make it our own. So yun po yung article writing. You could write a book. You could use Google Doc to write a book, your own book, a journal, even research papers, even your thesis. So napaka-useful po ng Google Drive and use Google Doc in your thesis works like that. Marami pong issues like nawala yung mga files nila, na-corrupt yung USB, kasi wala silang alam sa Google Drive. They could actually use Google Drive to back up all their files before sharing these things to everybody. And they could actually share it online kung kailangan pong mag-collaborative work po yung mga students. Google Drive is hindi na po kailangan pumunta kayo sa bahay and so on and so forth. Okay, so and you could create resumes. Nag-a-apply po tayo ng work online. You could use Google Doc to create your resumes and save that on Google Drive. Then proposals. So we could craft proposals when we have developed enough skill sets and then we could craft our own proposals to serve different clients or business owners. Then let's learn hands-on from hands-on experience. So here's what we need to do. Once we share that document to you, please rename it. And by the way, if you have, please, Mia and Senya, if there's anyone that actually, oops, if there's anyone that's in there already, so if there's anyone that, yes, kahit po mag-offline po, we will answer, by the way, any questions. So for any offline work, I will answer that later on. Kasi meron pong feature si Google Drive that you could actually just work offline. Okay, so anong nangyari sa ating dalawa? Okay, so okay. So ito po yung assignments natin, ha. So you could just follow along with this video, and then you could just replay this over and over, then do this assignment, because this will help you develop and explore more of the features of each of these tools that we're going to explore today. So right now we are going to explore Google Doc. Okay, so these are the tasks that we are going to do. So we will rename the document. I'm going to show you that process. And one of the things that we do, oops, sorry, ano naman, si comment. Okay, we will rename the document. So one of the things that we actually do on working online is, one of the things that is very important is we have to make sure that we are attentive to details. Okay, so one of the things that we have to make sure we do read the instructions carefully. So kung ano po yung binibigay natin. So like for example, your name, dog supplements. Kung ano po yung name nyo. So you name the document, and then with the dash and dog supplements. Then ito po yung gagawin natin. It's that we research an article about dog supplements benefits. So we'll just put them in the document. Okay, so no further details. We might probably just copy and save articles. And then what else? We could format the document. So we will format the document properly so that we will learn some formatting tools. If you have experience working with Word document, meron pong halos lahat probably ng features that Word doc is already available in Google Doc. Okay? So let's dive into that. Okay, so let's dive into this. So ito po yung work natin. So don't worry kung you will be left behind. You're still downloading things out. Just go along with that. You could just revert back to the instructions and do it. Okay? So ito na po yung folder. So make sure you are logged into that person, that you are log into your Gmail account and go to your Google Drive, and then we will go to our folder. Okay? So bakit pumunta ba ako dyan? I will just go to share with me and open that folder directly. And notice it's already saved on my Google Mastery folder. Okay? So ito po, si Google Doc. So ito po yung instructions earlier. And meron po tayong features na gagawin dito. So that we could just copy, we could just remember things out. Notice, so I will copy this task. So we will copy all these tasks. Okay? So we will copy this task. And basically, we could save this on the side of Google Doc. Notice, if you're working on a document, or any presentation, meron po yung sidebar. Okay, you have tasks here. So basically, you could create tasks, and then here you could create tasks para po so for example, you're writing an article. So you have some instructions from your clients about doing some work in Google Doc. So you could actually take advantage of this task feature of Google Doc. Okay? So, lahat po ng Google products like slides and Google spreadsheets, meron po yan, available po yan sa sidebar. Okay? So, meron po pong Google Keep. So, other tools that you could explore later on. So, ito pong task, we will create a list. So, for example, we'll just create a new list. And then we will do this let's do some doc. So let's just name it, whatever you name it with the list. And then earlier I copied the task, right? So there you go. So I pasted it and all the tasks are already in there. So yan, meron po akong reference what I need to do next on this task. So ito po, rename the document to your name. Okay? So yan pong instruction. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna name it to my name, Clint, and then we have slash, and then says dog supplements. Wow. So ang dali naman ng task na ito. Okay, so again, now we're done with that. Just click and then it's gone out of our way. Okay, so yan po. Napaka-useful po nito if you are going to work with the document or article writing. So meron po mga specific instructions sa client, then you could just copy and paste those specific instructions and paste it in here, that you could go along with the work as you are doing things out. Okay, then research an article about dog supplement. So we could just copy and paste these words, and then we will go to Google. So it says research. So what is research? Diba maghahanap? Okay, so we have to go to Google. Okay, so here we go. So we have some dog supplements benefits. Ano ba? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to list some of the articles. Probably I want to use this dog vitamins and supplements, nutrition's health. So ang instruction is just to research an article, right? So there's no particular instructions. Unless there are any meticulous instructions, kailangan nyo pong i-follow yan. Okay, so for example, this one. Okay, so this one, dog vitamins and supplements, get the facts. Yeah, so I just copy that article and then paste it in. So that's the title, and then I go back to the website and then just copy, talk about vitamin safety, what you look for. So we just copy and paste everything here. Let's just say, for example, there you go. So let's just copy and paste things out. And there you have it. So we've copied everything. So what we should do with here. So the next thing is we just want to format the document properly. So we will explore the tools from here on with the formatting. So let's say, for example, I wanted to include an image. Are there any pictures? So we might probably want any the other articles that might have pictures in it. So notice that this is just very basic, okay? So I'm showing you a skill of copy and pasting. Copy and pasting. So we might probably include this, and we will add additional copy and paste here. And then we will just copy all this information, including the pictures. Okay, the pictures. And then copy and then paste. So if the client says, okay, can you also include in the search the sources of that, blah, blah, blah. So we could include that. Notice that the images are automatically copied in the document. Okay, so here are the things that I wanted to show you, at least for now. So we were done with researching about dog supplements benefits. So we have all that, and probably if the instruction says also attach some supplements pictures, then we could include that in our work. So since it doesn't have, so we will mark this as check. So we will format this properly. So how we should format things out? The same thing with Word. If you have anyone here already work with Word? Okay, so meron po kayong Word document? You already work with a Word document? So sa lahat po ng mga, I think guys, Senia and Mia, if they emailed you, make sure you do the process of creating their own folder, okay? And then copy all these documents, and then so that they could follow on their own these documents on their own folder. Make sure you create their folder here, and then share that folder that you created for them with their email that they sent in. If they emailed in ClickUp, I mean on team@pinoyonline.com .academy. Okay, so did they email? Na-share na. What did you share? Wala lagi mga names. So can you please make sure Senia and Mia, please create a folder for them. Okay, so create the folder. Say, for example, whatever the name that they sent in the team at Pinoy Online Academy. Create their name here in their folder, whatever their name, and then share that. Okay, so I think they're ready there. Okay, so si Paula may isa na. So I think I know that this could be in a long process kasi the Google Drive and Sync is a big file and also the process. So just make sure you master that because that's part of the job working online, that you master the flow. Okay, the flow of sharing things out. And then you also master following instructions. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. There you go. So let's format things out. So I will explore some of the text here, of some of the features here. You notice if you wanted to align this center like that, so supplements, get a fact. So I wanted to make sure that it's going to be 14, or probably I would make this more bigger. And then that's how you format things out. So meron po yang mga tools dyan. If you highlight things out, if you wanted to make the letter pop out, so you have that option there. So just explore things out. Do it in your own. Whatever you think might be that makes it look good. So I don't want this to be bold. And what else? I wanted to explore. Ito po, meron po akong i-share then. Let's see, for example, you want to copy this style on all of this. Okay, so meron po tawag na paint format. Okay, I will just explore the tools randomly here that I think would be beneficial for you to know in Google Drive, okay, to make your work faster and easier to get things done. So for example, this is the style. I already established a style or formatting in my document, and I wanted to copy somewhere in my other part of the document. This is how you do it. So use this paint format, and then you just want to paint that to any part of your document that you wanted to have that same format. And when you release that, notice that it copied all the formatting that I already established here. So that's the power of paint format. Okay? And if I wanted to remove the formatting, of course, I have an option to do that here, clear formatting. And if I just wanted to undo things, Control Z on your keyboard. Okay, Control Z. And if I wanted to undo or redo, Control Y. Okay, so Control Y in your keyboard, Control Z if you want to undo, Control Y to redo. So that's shortcut. So we randomly just mention things out here, and just remember all those. You could take notes. Okay, take notes, all those things. And then there's a shortcut. So for example, this one here, there's a link. There's a link for that. So we could change the link to anything else. You could create a link. And if you wanted to add a link, there's a shortcut also. So if you want to add a link, you could just click this link here, insert link. So for example, I wanted to link this to somewhere else, then I could insert a link, or you could use the shortcut Control K. So Control K in your keyboard, and it will pop up here. Where do you want to link that on? So you could link it to a document, or you could link it to outside websites. All right, so that's a couple of things that we did in formatting. So what else that we wanted to do? We could align. So I already showed you the alignment: center, right, justified, and left as normal. And then here's the collaborative work that we could do right now. So if you're still there, of course, ito po yung collaborative work. Ito po yung so for example, many people could work in one document. Ito po yung advantage ni Google Drive. Okay, so for example, I will share this to you. Okay, anybody there? So I will share this to you. I'm gonna get the shareable link and change anyone with the link. So let's see. I want you to be able to edit this, for example. So ito po yung option that you could work collaboratively on a document with your team. So you could just share this with anyone. Of course, if you wanted to private, of course, to just people, make it restricted naman. And then share it here with specific people. Just send them their email. I just use their email address to share the document. Okay, so since you are random there, I will just share this to you, change it, and anyone with the link can edit. So, say for example, you could edit. So I will share this link to you. I will send it to Senia, and please send it to anyone in YouTube, in our live chat. Oh, pwede pala ako. I could chat. I forgot. So I will send this to you. Eto po. Pim, pim, pim. So yan. So please share. Please open that document and let's see what will happen. So if you open that document, you will be. We could work collaboratively here. Okay. So are you there? So just open that link. There you go. So I see you. I see you, Anonymous Rhino. So, eto po, pag wala po kayong user account, mga anonymous po kayo in Google Drive o in a Google Doc. Yan po. So, mga anonymous po kayo kasi wala po kayong Google Drive. So, you need to have your own Google account. So, if you want to edit, you could highlight. You could see here, I could see your mouse kung saan po kayo. Yan. And say, for example, I highlight this and I want this to have some changes. I could use this comment. You could see here. I will just close this temporarily. Hey guys, for example, we are working as a can you replace the format of this? So when I make a comment, then this is being highlighted yellow, and you will notice that there you go. So if they highlight that, meron po yung mga ano po yung comment na sinave nyo. That's the power of comment also. Because, for example, if you're working together to a document and you wanted to improve things out, you have some purpose, then you can then you could work together. That's the power of collaboration po in Google Drive. So you could do that in Google Doc and any other files or any other features of Google Doc, like Slide and Google Sheets. Okay, so see how powerful it is. So I could see you, we could work together. Kung meron po kayong changes na ilalagay dyan, I will see it. I will be able to find it. So if you have, kagaya pa nito, one of my team, login as me, they could collaborate and I could see their names there. And then we could use the, what else? What should we explore? I want to send you more. Okay, so meron po tayong insert image. And what else? Highlighting. So if you wanted to highlight things out, so for example, I wanted to highlight. There you go. And by the way, this is different ha. Meron pong highlighting dyan, pero hindi po yan highlighting format. Na-highlight po yan because of this comment. So if we resolve, so for example, na-resolve na, okay na yan. We already changed the format. So you could mark it as resolved. Mawawala po yan dyan. And then there you have it. So na-clear na po. Wala po siyang highlighting. So that's the difference of comment. And then what else that we want to explore? What should we? Yeah, it's very, very helpful for students. Okay, so what else? Oh yeah, and by the way, you could download this. Okay, so you could download this to other formats. So for example, other people needs this to open in. Kung halimbawa wala po silang Google Drive. Wala po silang Google Drive kasi wala silang internet. You could download your document that you created and download it as a document. Meron po yung Microsoft Word, kung ano po yung available nila. And then, or even PDF. You could turn this into a PDF document and then you could save it in your USB drive and then share it to them. So yan po yung mga other method if they don't have internet connection, if you want to work collaboratively with other people. Whoops. So, all right. So anything else that we need to do here? I think I already explored things out. This one here, I don't want to make them bold. So you could just, by the way, the shortcut of bold is Control B. Yan, Control B. And then if you wanted to italicize, and by the way, kung i-hover niyo po yan, yung mga tools dyan, meron po yung shortcut menu. Like Control U, if you wanted to underline things out. And yan, text color, walang shortcut. So this one, highlight color, insert link, what else? So line spacing, ito po yung line spacing if you wanted to make the spacing of each of these sentences line, okay? So you could double like that, and single like that, and 1.5 like that. Okay, so I like 1.5, 1.15 pala yung isa. And then that's it. Yun po yung mga methods. And we could change colors. So for example, I wanted to color this part here because I need there's some emphasis that I needed to know more about. So pet owners also may give probiotics. So probably this one would be a good part of the emphasis. That should be more emphasized in the article. So I might probably want to make that bold and make that italicized and make that red, like so. And I could highlight that to yellow. Ano ba yan? Okay, so that's how you format things out. You could explore more of things out here. You could change the fonts here, blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. Change the fonts, the sizes, headings, and what else? You could change the view if you wanted to make it viewable more, viewable less. Okay, so I think that's it for this. And if I'm not satisfied with things, I wanted to clear the formatting. There you have it. So that's the clear formatting there. So that's how you do it. Okay, so now here's the last thing about document. If you wanted to explore the tool more, you could do this following the formatting option. You could explore each of these tools, and you could also go here on help section of Google Doc. Okay, so there's a training here and also doc help here. So you could always explore things out with the help of their already provided document. Okay, so that's it for this part of this training, and then we are now going to proceed. Hopefully everyone is learning so far. So are you enjoying and are you learning? So maraming salamat that you are hopefully enjoying this. Okay, so now let's go ahead and proceed with hopefully you could see the benefit of having Google Drive. Okay, so you work collaboratively with your student mates, okay, so your teammates, okay, with your workmates or even your clients. That's how powerful it is. Instead of just imagine if you work on a Word document and then you need to work alone on the document and then you need to upload it to email and then people blah blah blah. You need to email your client that this is the document that I read, and then magre-reply naman si client. Why not work together, right? Just use Google Doc. Then share them the link, and then you could work together like we did here, diba? So that's how easy it is. Now we've done our first assignment, and by the way, we must complete our task here. So we format the document properly, though it's not proper. I just wanted to give you the exploration. Okay, so you do the formatting of it. You do the proper things. I'm just doing the example. Okay, so now I could literally just clear this list. And in order for me to clear this list, I could just click delete list. And I could save that for later. Probably I still have many other work to do here. I could just add a new task that needs to get done. Now let's proceed with the next one, which is So let's go back. So we've done all these tasks today. Okay, so make sure we have done this. You have formatted the things properly, and we have searched the article. Okay, so we have explored the tool, and hopefully you have enjoyed things out. So let's settle the sheet. Nahihirapan talaga mag-pronounce ito. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, what you could do with Google Sheets. Okay, what you could do. So marami po. We could record and organize data. Ang Google Sheets po is comparable to Microsoft Excel. Okay, so if you're familiar with Microsoft Excel, ang kanya pong alternative is Google Sheets. Okay, so you could record and organize data, and mostly used for data entry and encoding work, and even for data analysis work. So it's very useful even in math formulas. So meron pong math formulas. So if you're familiar with Excel, then this is Google Sheets. Okay, so let's learn hands-on experience with Google Sheets. Okay, so these are our tasks. Let's work for a real estate company. Say, for example, so you're working for a real estate company, and then the first thing that we need to do is we are going to name our spreadsheets to your name, and then dash real estate in Australia. So we're going to research for those real estate in Australia. So research for real estate agent brokers in Australia. So ito po yung ating mga tasks for this. And then make the sheets naman, spreadsheet presentable. Okay? So that's our assignments. So let's do and copy all these assignments. And let's open up our okay, so I'm now going to close this. I'm done with that part. And we already showed you the exploration. Okay, ito po yung kinopy natin sa folder nyo. You just copy that spreadsheet. I just open it up. And then click the document, or I mean the spreadsheet, and then we've copied the task, right? So same thing, meron yung task dito sa gilid. So same thing, we open that up, and then we will create a new list aside from the one that we already created earlier. So meron tayong let's do some doc. And by the way, this is synchronized. This is single Gmail account. So kaya po, still, kahit doon po to sa document, nakikita nyo pa rin yan dito. Even you're opening a separate file because you're in the same account. Okay? So we are going to create a, let's just name it, let's settle the sheets. Sheets. Okay, so I just name it. You could name it whatever you want to. And then we can add a task. There you go. So I just copied and pasted all the tasks here so that I could just see what I need to get done for this document. So first off, let's work for a real estate company. Okay, so I think that's not a task. Then let's rename your spreadsheet to your name. So name ko daw. So it's going to be Clint and then slash real estate in Australia. So what we need to do here. So ang sabi is we're done with this. By the way, let's check that out. Research for real estate agent for Australia. So I'm gonna copy that. So I'm going to just copy this keyword here. This is the keyword that they say. So research. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna research for that. So I'm going to open my Google and then just research for any brokers, agent brokers in Australia. So I have this result. So what should I do? So I need to find something like this, local. And by the way, you might probably not going to understand about this process. Kung sa halimbawa, merong mga different sites like this. Saan ba yung mga agents dito? What are the agents here? So you don't have any idea for that, but mostly it should be provided on your work. So kung for example si client meron kadalasan po sila is meron na po yan silang tinatawag na standard operating procedures, or for example if you're going to do this, you need to follow a very specific examples of what they need to do. Kung ano po yung keywords na gagamitin nyo in researching, and ano po yung gagawin nyo in the research process. Okay? So don't worry. So this is just an example. So since I'm already working online for a couple of years, so I know what I need to find. Kahit hindi na siya magpo-provide ng instructions like this, it's just a simple state like, please research for blah blah blah. Then I could know easily what are the real estate agents because I've been there. I've been in the research work. Okay, so say for example this one, these are the real estate agents. So I could just go here and places. I want to find the local places, and then here I could probably check this out. So we could, so I could click that, and then it should open up a new, so ours rating. So there you go. Ano ba? So let's open the directions for this. It's not showing the list of this. There you go. Okay, I need to click here, by the way. Clinic ko yung website kaya it open up to their website. So yun po yung mga kakailanganin natin dito. We want some datas. So hindi nila binigay yung mga data But mostly, kung mag-work po kayo sa real estate agent like this, like research work, they should already provide you the instructions what to search for. Okay, so let's say for example, the company wants us to search for the names of the brokers, and then the phone numbers, their website, and so on. So what we need to do in our document, so in our Google spreadsheets, so we need to create columns, right? So here's what we do. So since we found the search result like this, so we could just click anywhere of this, and then we will be able to get their information. So what are the information that we need? So here, I think see independent, I could paste that here. So I could add it anywhere. So again, so I could paste that name there, and then I could add additional, insert another column above, and it's going to be the broker, right? And then what else that we need to do? What needs to encode? A website, then their phone number, and then what else? Let's see what we could probably their address, their complete address. Okay, so now those are the columns that I needed to create and needed to fill, and probably I wanted to know their rating. Okay, rating. So there you have it. So they have their ratings, and then what else? Probably you want to know their open hours, depends, and also their directions in the map. So is that probably needed since we already have the address? Well, part of our process, part of our responsibility to figure things out, or just ask the question to the client. So there you have it. So now we have all this. Now we are going to get the information. So basically, we will just get the details first. So for example, the what else? What we need to get there? The website. So of course, their website would be this, and then we will copy the link address, and then we'll just paste it here. So notice when I'm pasting things out, notice that the formatting is being copied. Okay, so this is how you copy and paste that. Kung gusto nyong mananatili po yung formatting. For example, you already formatted this to be bold. So for example, you already, anything. Kung wala pong, kung hindi niyo po kukopyahin yung format in your research like this, if we actually copy anything, ito po yung ginagawa ni Google is that it copies any formatting that you copied from the web, and when you paste it, they will paste it like this. You see that the size is actually being copied. So kung ano yung size ng font mo, it's copied exactly when you copy and paste it here. So ang gagawin niyo po is basically, I'm just lengthening things out and I'm being redundant. So i-double click niyo lang po. Ito po yung sekreto. I-double click niyo lang po yung cell. Kung saan niyo po yung, by the way, cell yung tawag ng individual slot. So Control V, and notice that it didn't format. Of course, it wasn't formatted. Let me do it again. So kung ikokopyahin ko po yan, and you see if whatever format that already been formatted here, so for example, I already made it 12 and I made it bold. So notice if I'm gonna paste that, mawawala po yung formatting. So change po yan. But if you wanted to retain it, so for example, I already make it 12 and I wanted to make it Roboto bold, then I will just double click this and Control V. So make sure you double click and Control V. Control V is space. Okay, so if you hit enter, notice kung ano yung formatting ko earlier, it will not be affected because I double click the cell. Okay, so yan po yung kailangan nyo po yung matutunan, is because many of people that are actually working things out, nag-iiba-iba po yung formatting nila dito, and it doesn't look good like that. Mayroong malaki, mayroong maliit in links. So when you already establish a formatting for a specific section of your Google Sheets, make sure you just double click things out and before you paste anything that you've copied from the web, para hindi po masisira yung formatting mo. Yan po yon. Okay, so hope you have learned additional tip from that. Okay, so now we already have that, the phone number. So we'll copy. So I will show you some another tip in a few seconds. So we will just paste the number. Oops, sorry. So let's just, ano ba yan? Let's just format this. We have to make sure that it's a number. It's going to be a number, just a regular number for now. Bucket error. So that's because it has a plus sign. Nag-error siya because may equals eh. So let's format this into a simple text. Format, and it should be plain text. There you go. Oops. Ay, ano ba eh. Ano ba si ang tigis ng ulo. Formatting, formats. So, more currencies. So, you want this to... Saan si clear formatting dito? Format, clear formatting. And let's remove the plus. Or we could just format it. Let's try with formatting with phone number. Format. Number. Phone number. Saan si phone dyan? Format. Parang mo format phone number dito. Wala. Okay, so I think we just paste things out in a regular. We remove the plus sign para hindi po siya magpa-plus for now, temporarily. And then for the address, copy and paste. Double click, paste, and then the rating, we want to say 5.0. So we could actually make this 5.0. Okay, so yan po yung initial data that we created. So the next thing we need to do is we wanted to make sure that we format things out. So make the sheets presentable. So we wanted to format this. We want to change the background to kind of black, and then change the color to white of the text. And we wanted to have a uniform, like 24th on the number. And then we wanted to make them centered. And then we wanted to align them vertically in the middle, like that. And then we want to make this a little bigger, like so. And then notice, so I already have some formatting already added. And then I wanted to kind of make sure that the formatting, the wrap, so text wrapping. So I want them to be wrapped. Notice that hindi sila nag-overlap. So whenever I make the cell or the columns or the rows smaller, they will just align with that column. So hindi po sila nag-overlap. So compared to earlier, so if you format, where's that? Format, and then text wrapping and overflow, notice that it will not show up on any exist text. Format, what else? Text wrapping and wrap. Okay, so what I did is basically pinormat ko muna yung aking document. So yan po, I already, and of course dito po when you have additional learning. So if you have like this text, you could actually double click here. Yan po, if you see this arrow, if you double click that, it will automatically adjust the cell size kung i-double click niyo po yan. So whatever the size, yung pong pinakataas na size dito, if you double click that, it will adjust accordingly. For example, I'm gonna give another long text. So if I'm gonna double click this again, notice that it will adjust to the largest or to the one that yun pong pinakamahabang text na in-input natin. So next one is I wanted to format this. And by the way, notice that if I highlight here, you could highlight by column. Okay, so when you highlight this, if I click that, notice that it will select everything here. Okay, so yan po yung highlighting. So that means if I wanted to apply from all over this range of row, then I could just click these numbers here, okay, directly. But if I wanted to just apply it to this, you could just highlight some part of it. Okay, so just click the cell and highlight whatever part that you wanted to do the highlighting. So for example, I wanted to make all this blue, bold. And then I wanted to make sure that they're centered, and I wanted to make sure that they're aligned vertically. There you go. And then I wanted to make sure that they're all 14. And there you go. So I wanted to make them back to not bold. So I think 12 would be appropriate. There you go. So there you have it. So, and also I wanted them to have a little bit of a space. Okay, so you could just adjust it here, the space height. All right, so now I've created these spreadsheets. So now let's make our work more easier. What we want to do is, as for example, I wanted to have the same format. So meron po tayong format, di ba? So, for example, I added additional things here. So what and the formatting is different, right? So ang gagawin po natin dyan is basically yun pong paint format. Okay? So, for example, we copy this. So we encoded multiple data already here, and nagdi-differentiate po yung format nila. So what we could do is, so we highlight here, and then we paint format, and then we highlight all those that we wanted to change the formatting. And notice if I release it, including the size of the row, it will be applied totally. Notice? So kung ano po yung formatting na kinopy natin earlier, paint format, pinate natin yan so doon po sa mga cells and rows that we wanted to be the same format. There you have it. It's been applied. Right? So hopefully you are learning. So what else? Meron pa po tayong i-explore. Ito po, we are going to explore additional math formula. So for example, I'm going to make some numbers here so that I know the numbering of these brokers. Okay? Unsay problema? If you are unable to view and you are in restriction mode, nasa settings niyo po yan. Nasa settings niyo po yan sa you can't watch your video. You need the restriction mode. Nasa settings niyo po yan sa YouTube. Personal account niyo. You have to set the restriction mode to disable. You disable that. You go to your profile in your on your YouTube account. Okay, so numbers. So for example, I wanted to add a number here. Example, imagine you have to write 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So is there any way that you could probably already people that already know this trick, right? So here's option to do that. Instead of doing the numbering manually, we could actually just do this. So let's do it. Viola, how did I do that? So basically, I just highlighted the 2, and then I just add this, use this very small square at this side corner. Okay, so if you click that, it will turn your if you hover your mouse, it will turn to black cross. So you just have to highlight and drag it up until when you want that number to end. Okay, so another method is of course equals. It's the same thing that happens, 1 plus 1. Okay, so ito po, ang ginawa natin is inequals natin siya dito. Inequals natin ang yung next cell. Then, sinelect natin yung first variable, which is this A2. Then, mag-plus 1 lang po tayo for each cell. So, if you highlight the same thing, yan po, the same thing that happened. So, yan po. So, it does the same thing. So, you see the formula, it increments. A4 plus 1, A5 plus 1, A5 plus 1, A6 plus 1, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So, yan po yung additional trick. So, hopefully that helps get you additional learning. Okay, so so hopefully you are learning so far a couple of tips, tips, ano ba? Trips, ano ba yan? Tips and tricks ni Excel sheets. Okay, so next thing is I think we could add more people here. So, for example, to our research. So this one is property buyer Sundray, Sydney, agent Sydney. So I could double click that and then paste. Notice it retains my formatting. Okay, so because we double click the cell. So copy link. So wag pong matigas ang ulo. Don't directly copy link. I've experienced it a couple of times when working with someone. I already formatted the spreadsheet properly. Everything has already been napakaganda na ng formatting. But when they copy and paste, they just they just do the thing that copy then paste without regarding the formatting that already been formatted. Okay, so yan po. It's very important to be mindful of that information. So what else? We want the number. So we don't want the plus para hindi po siya mag... Oops. There you go. And that's it. That's how you do things out. What else? What else we need to do? Same thing. Meron dyang mga formatting options. Bold, scratch out, italicize, change color, like so. What else? By the way, there's also a freeze pane. Okay, so for example, ito po, when you scroll down, ang nangyayari po is that you scroll everything. What if I just wanted to retain this? Okay, so whenever I scroll, I know that this data here is for broker data. This data here is for this website data, and phone number is this phone number data, and so on. So how to do that? You just go here on view, and then freeze, and then how many rows that you wanted to freeze. In this case, this is only one row. I want to freeze that one row. Notice that whenever I scroll, this data at the top at the header retains. Okay, so whenever I just input additional data, notice that ang nangyari po is that it just copies or it just retain there. Woo! So hopefully you're learning so far. What else? Meron pa akong nakalimutan. Meron pa pong maraming format, like let's say additional thing. I want to say, for example, there's some example data rating here. I wanted to make sure instead of just inputting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want this data to actually have an existing data. So I will just, for example, I will just put the data here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I want to use this data. Of course, you have to hide this data somewhere na hindi nakikita. So I will use the data validation. Notice the data validation, kung ano yung kaya niyong gawin. So let's go here, the list from a range. And let's highlight this. And then click, or let's highlight this up until here. Probably we'll encode additional data in the future. And then click save. And notice, so instead of inputting 1 to 5, I could now have an option to choose a number. Kung ano po yung ratings niya. Like so. So this would be helpful po if you have important data like status. Like it's already been in progress. Like, so for example, status of this search. Is this active? Like so. Active, inactive. So yan po yung format. Instead of typing this a couple of times, so you could just make it as a selection instead. Okay, so again, data, insert, format, data validation, data validation, and then we will highlight the source of the data. I highlighted, hinighlight ko po more than those already added data there. Kasi whenever I add probably in the future additional information or data there, you see here, the only available are those data here. Since I already highlighted this part here, so for example, probably I say deferred status. So notice that it automatically added there kasi hinighlight ko po. And additional thing, probably we want to change this columns color. Merong conditional formatting. Yan, conditional formatting. So for example, oops, sorry. So, cancel. So for example, this part here, I just want to make sure that I want to add a conditional formatting. So if I condition that the status is, for example, is equal to, say for example, deferred. So, anong mangyayari? Is equal to deferred. So, mangyayari is I want it to be highlighted in background with red, and I wanted the color format with white, like so. So, is equal to deferred. Tama ba? If cells if equal to deferred or inactive. So let's say done. And what if I change this to inactive? There you go. So notice, merong conditional that I set. So if the status is inactive, I could change the background color of that specific part. You see, if I change it to active, I could change the color. I could add additional, for example, the same range. You could change the range where to apply that, by the way. So let's cancel this. Let's, for example, I wanted to add a color here from that range. And then the color, if active, if exactly is equal to active, then I want a color to be green. I want it to be green and white. And then done. Okay, so notice if I change it to inactive, it's red. And if active, green. So hopefully you've have that additional to your skill. Okay, so I think what else? You could also apply that conditional formatting example in that data. And again, make sure that these data are hidden. So of course you don't want this to be shown. Okay. And by the way, if you move this, because it already established the data source, kasi minumove yung data, you notice it says error here. Hindi mo na yung makikita. So you just make sure that you already established it earlier kung saan nyo po yan isi-save. So you could save it on a new sheets like this. So you could create a new sheets that you could just make it as data sheets. And then you could protect this so that none will be able to manipulate this data here. And then you could just get the source from there. Your data validation, you could have a source from these separate sheets. Okay, so that's the assignment that you could explore on your own. Again, the last part that you need to do in every learning process that you wanted to explore for this, if you wanted to explore more and about this tool, go to training and here you have the training and sheets help. Okay, so these two here would be helpful for you to explore or anything that you needed to know. And of course, by just doing a research, okay? So, for example, meron kang gustong what we call that? Meron kang gustong gagawin sa tinatrabaho mong spreadsheet. So, just research some certain keywords, what you need to do. And then, you should be able to find solution to that. And then, apply. Learn what you've learned and then apply it. Learn what you've learned. Apply what you've learned. Learn what you needed to learn and apply what you've learned. Okay, so we're done with our assignment. It's already 6 p.m. 5:30 is already 1 hour and 30 minutes. So lastly, we will do some slide. Okay, so of course we have done our part here. So we will complete the task and then make the sheets presentable. So is this presentable to you? I don't think so. So it's up. I'm just exploring you to the. I'm exploring you to to these tools. Okay. So now let's go ahead and get into our slide number 5. Let's do some slide. So first things first, we want to discuss first with our Google slide, use of Google slide. Ano ba? I'm so ano ba yan, nabubulol. Use of Google slide is you could create a presentation, a professional presentation for clients. And even you could create professional presentation for yourself if it's going to be a video resume. Meron po mga sites that it would add up more to your tinatawag nating your probability of getting hired when they
when you actually upload a video resume. Okay, I've discussed that on our Start Your Work From Home career. Yung isa pong sites doon, they're accepting video resume. And you could actually reference your video that you created. Then you could also create a presentation for product or services. And then for a webinar like this, so you could create this, you could create Google Slide. So ito po yung replacement ni PowerPoint. Okay? So PowerPoint. And ito po yung ginagamit natin ngayon. This is Google Slide actually. And I could easily collaboratively work with my team. So if I ask them, okay, can you change this slide with these specific things? You could search for an images and so on. Then they could easily do that because we collaboratively work with a slide. Okay, and then here are best practices when you're creating a slide. Make sure that the message value is more emphasized over the design. Okay, so sometimes people are bombarded with how they should design. I could actually present this presentation that I present to you today with just a simple black text, a black background, or white background and black text, as long as I convey the message. Okay, so as long as I convey the important message, the valuable message that they needed for the viewer. Okay, so result-oriented for audience. Make sure that the slides when you're creating for clients or for yourself, it has a result-oriented purpose. Kumbaga, you want the audience to have the result. So for example, for this training, I want you to have result. You wanted to get the result of gaining the skill set of mastering Google Drive. So you must have to ensure that that would be the goal. It will be reached to that presentation when you're creating for a presentation for a client or for yourself. And then make sure that readable and understandable. Understandable and readable enough and comprehensible enough. And readable is basically means that it's gonna be seen on your screen. It's not that small. Okay, so it's very important when you write things out, you have a proper formatting of your text, that it's readable. It's important to be read. Hindi po yung blurry, hindi po yung, don't use blurry images like just crap from the web. And understandable po yung mga ginagamit yung text. You don't necessarily have to use some jargon or yung mga napakalalim pong mga words like kumbaga para lang po sabihin, matalino tong taong to. Kasi they use a very, very deep words. Yung minsan lang ginagamit ng mga words. The audience that needs solution don't need some, they don't need some awesomeness on, I think, to your words. They need a solution and they want it to be heard in a simple way as much as possible because they're already overwhelmed and they're looking for a solution. And your presentation, when you present it, make sure it's understandable and readable as much as possible without any extra effort that needs to be done. And of course, branding consistency. The same with when we create a website training. Previously, it's a branding consistency. Kung meron ba pong established na brand yung wino-work nyo for a client, make sure you establish the branding consistency with consistency in mind po. Then less is more. Ano po yung less is more is that you don't overwhelm your presentation with a lot of colors, with a lot of font sizes and different fonts. At least 2 fonts lang po ang combination ng best presentation. 2 fonts up to 3 fonts. Wag na po yung napakaraming different. Ang unang slide, iba ang font. Yung next slide, iba naman ang font. And also the number of bullet points in your presentation, kailangan po may standard po yan. Wag po yung kahit nasa dulo na po yan ang presentation nyo, at the very bottom, text pa rin. Okay, so you could divide that by slide. So at least maximum is 5 to 7 or I think 5 slides. Depende po sa font size nyo that benefits. Okay, so that fits the screen, I mean. Okay, so hopefully that resolves the best practices. And now let's learn from hands-on experience. Are you ready? So here's our hands-on experience. Let's work for Wolf Spring. So I just researched it earlier. This is a dog training dog supplement company. And this is our task, and we will create a presentation for Wolf Spring that sells dog vitamins, and they need a presentation to sell the product and a call to action to go to their store. So here are the things that we need to do for this presentation. Okay, so let's copy and paste this, and let's go back to our presentation. So this is our folder. So let's just open our presentation. Pim, 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 pim. And then we will add our tasks. So let's just add our tasks. Ang bango ng ulam. So, may gutom na dyan. I'm so hungry. Okay, let's create additional list. So let's create a new list, and then let's do some slide. And then create the list, and then we will create the task. And let's just copy and paste that. And by the way, it's not needed. We know that we're going to work for Wolf Spring. So let's research that. Wolf Spring. Wolf Spring. Ano ba? Wolf Spring. Wolf Spring. Nahihirapan ako dun ah. So Wolf Spring. Alright, so Wolf Spring. .dog. So meron palang .dog na domain na ngayon. So there you have it. So this is a Wolf Spring .dog. And we will work for them. So we'll close our slide. We're done with that. And we are now going to proceed with our slide. And the first task is we are going to rename it. Name is Clint, and then Wolf Spring. Okay? So again, by the way, what? Oh, so sorry na naman. Ano ba to? Ito kasing presentation slide natin eh. So, anong nangyari? Let's do again. Let's do this again. Okay, so there you go. So sorry again. Buti tiningnan ko po yung email. Okay, so there we go. So let's go back and let's explore. Okay, so we already copied. We created the slide. We created the slide task in here. And then we opened our document. Okay, we opened our document. I mean our slide in our folder that we created for you. And then we rename the slide with your name, then /Wolf Spring. Then click OK. And then there you have it. So now let's create a presentation for Wolf Spring. And then remember the best practices that we want, that it's brand consistency, and the messaging is more important than design. And of course, we want to make sure that it achieves the purpose of it, that it should have a result. Okay, so it's a result-oriented presentation. So what we need to do is I'm just going to get some information to their website. I think we could just explore. Good thing is they have a quality images on their website that we could actually just use. So for example, what are the things that we could probably start adding on our presentation for the website to sell? Their purpose is to sell or their product using that presentation. So that means we want a specific product, probably one of their products. So let's just explore and probably buy one of this or click one of those information. So for example, this one. So we could copy and paste all of these images. We could save this images, and then we could save that on our Google Drive that we've created on Google Drive folder. Okay, so we already have that in here. And then I could create an asset folder from here. So I could create an assets. And then from that folder, I could save things out like the images that I wanted to use for my presentation. Save image as. By the way, I just right click things, save image as. And then there you have it. So save. Sometimes it won't work when you right click things and save image as. Depende po yan sa site. Meron pong mga restriction ng ibang site. And then I could probably get their names and their price, like this. So I could put that on my presentation. So I could say that it's going to be, let's just say first, those information adult pack. So you could copy that in a notepad. I'm gonna open my notepad, and I will copy this title, and then I will paste that on my slide here. So notice that plain pa lang po yan. So we don't have brand consistency for this just yet. So as of the moment, of course, you will notice plain white lang po din po yung site nila. But you notice some colors that you could use along with your presentation. Remember the branding consistency. You have to make sure you notice what are the color combinations that they're using on their site. So if there's some kind of a pinkish like that, so that should be present on your presentation, and we could probably use that later on. So probably I could use a background here. I could use a background for this specific slide for that pinkish thing. I could probably create a sample background for pink. And by the way, if you wanted to quickly get the exact color, like for example this one, I want to get the exact color, or probably part of this image here, so you could install this what we call color picker or ColorZilla. Okay, so this is an extension, so just click color picker. So you could, this is ColorZilla again, extension for Google Chrome. So color picker, and notice that I could just pick, I could just page color picker active. So like when I click that, I could hover anywhere here, and notice here it will give me what is the exact color of that part. So I want this color here. Click, and then notice that it's already copied to my clipboard, and then I could actually just use that color if I wanted to use anywhere on my presentation, and I could create my own custom color and then paste that color and click OK and click done. Notice that the color exactly has been copied. Okay, so I might probably want to, of course, remove the formatting for all this, and I might want to change the font to white, right? So there you have it. So this one here also wanted to make this to white, and then I could format this to anything that's going to be needed on the presentation, like the data itself, the customer's rating, like that. So I could probably use some icons, star icons like that, and then the image itself. Okay, so, and also the description is very important. And basically, I just replicate things out for this presentation. Okay, so I do it this way, and I would like to insert an image. So remember that we have already added that in our drive. So hopefully it's already been synced. So if you go here and go to our folder and assets, and it's there. So if we want to insert images, we could actually just go insert an image, and we could upload it from our computer, or we could upload it from our drive. If it's already been synced, it should be available in my recent files. And yeah, there you have it. So if I wanted to use that, then I will just click insert, and there you have it. Pretty easy peasy, right? So of course it's white background. I think we need to change this. We need some additional graphic editing skill here to actually remove the white background. And the other option that we could actually do is to get back the background to white, and so that this will blend to white, and the rest of the text we will restore it to black, like so. So again, we have to be flexible, and we have to make sure that we are following the brand consistency. And there you go. Or probably I wanted to use that color there. And of course the font, so it's not exactly the font that we needed. They're using different fonts on their site, but for the sake of this presentation, let's just do some kind of formatting things out like this. And of course it's overlapping, the white is overlapping. We could actually arrange this to make this at the back, send to back, or send backward, you have the shortcut there. Here you go. So if I hover that, you see that even if I hover the text, it won't be overlapped by the image. And there you have it. So now I could add the presentation or the information of the product. So of course, it's not that extensive, but all I just want you to do is make sure that you explore things out and apply what you've learned. That, for example, we want to make sure that their branding is consistent. It's there. Whatever information that they needed, it's there. You could use you could get some information from the client's website, what they needed to be put on, for example, for the presentation, or if you're working on a document, if you wanted to put it in a document, so you need to get the information that you needed to craft a presentation for them that is going to be it's going to be presentable, that they could use when they present their business to any other marketing methods or strategy that they're going to use. Probably they're going to create a video for this. It's going to be presented as a video. Then you could do it. You could apply what their brand is and all the details that they needed to put on the presentation. Okay, and then one of the things that we needed when we are working for a client is we have to make sure that we work with them collaboratively and communicatively and responsively. Okay, so for example, meron po kayong ginawa that they want some you need some feedback from them. So basically, you could just work with them on a document or in a slide, and then work together and use some your project management tool that you're using and communicate with each other, as long as you consistently update each other. Isa po yung importanteng kakailangan ng clients at they need updates for the things that you work for them. You need to be consistent on providing updates because they needed progress. They want progress. And yun po yung isang bagay na minention natin in the previous training natin on Start Your Work From Home Career about the tools that you could use on managing the project and task. Okay, so here we go. We'll probably add this image. Already downloaded that earlier. So we might probably add a slide. And we could insert additional image. And use the one that's in Google Drive. Insert. And there you have it. So we could actually use that on our presentation. Oops. By the way, when you are adjusting in images, make sure you use this side here on this corner so that the width and height are not going to be stretched. Okay, so like this, if you just use that there, notice that it's stretched. Okay, so let's say, for example, we're done with this. Probably we could present this. Okay, sir, this is my presentation that I'm going to give you, blah, blah, blah. And then next is blah, 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 blah. So notice that we could do that. We could easily use the existing images from the clients. And let me show you some example of animation. Like this it's an image. Probably we could create some animation that it will reveal one of this each of the time. Let's see. Let's insert some animation, and then of course we don't want to animate this text. I mean this image. So notice that it will. If you click that, it will reveal the image. What we want is we want to use some extra just shape. So we could use these shapes here. So just some additional animation option that you could do, and then we could initially hover this with text with white background. So let's just make this white and make this transparent for the outline. I just made the background to black, and then notice if I present this, of course it only displays white, right? So what we need to do to display the things one by one, I could do it this way. So I will just cover one of them. Okay, so I will just cover one or two of them. So let's just copy that, and then let's say, for example, of course, you need to duplicate this couple of times. This is a hard way, by the way. So you could probably have more convenient way to do this. So what we need to do is basically, we want to, for example, reveal this. Let's just cover this entirely. Okay, so the rest of this. Oops. Okay, so example, this one, I wanted to start with that with an animation. I wanted to animate that with fade out. So it should be fade out, or I will say fly out from the left. Fly out to the left. And then notice what will happen if I click on that. So let's see, make it fast. Play, and notice that now it reveals because I just use the shapes, right? Then you could proceed with the next shape, and then you could add animation, and then same thing on click. We want it to fly out because we want it to exit. Fly out, fly out, fly out. Oops, should be fly out to the left. And same seconds, 6 seconds. I probably want it to be 8 seconds to make it slower. And notice Viola. So you see, you see that I could present them one by one by just using some images. So hopefully that adds some additional skill set to you in terms of presenting things out. So example, if it's an image. All right, so I guess that's all for this video. You could explore more of the things that we need to add here. And of course, we want to add a button, right? So it should say a button. I probably want to convey a product's importance. I want to, you might probably want to create a headline and make sure the headline, and by the way, change the layout. We could change the layout here. We want to say that, what would you say? Want your dog to live healthy. Probably that. Simple as it is. So we would probably want to add a button here to go to their website. We could actually just use shape and then a button. We could add a button here that would say, we invite them to take a quiz. So probably this one, I noticed that their website actually offers a good source of a good place that you could send people onto when they visit their website. It's a great, let's see, make the button to be using their branding. Like so. Take a quiz, and then of course you could, because this is a presentation, of course you need to add, let them know about the link. So we could insert additional text, or probably we could use this and just type in whatever link that they should go on. They should go. So we could make a presentation, and there are some of course presentation tools that they could add a link to their during the presentation, but this is not available on directly on presentation on Google Drive. All right, so that's how you do things in here, and I just wanted to explore more. I wanted to give you more additional things. As an example, we wanted to have a consistency in our branding, and we already established the brand. So you could actually go here on View and click Master, and then here in Master you could implement the kung ano po yung dapat nating i-apply sa overall na styling ng slide niya, ng presentation. Okay, so you could do that here in View, Master, and you could change it. For example, we wanted that in this slide for all the slide, we could actually use the choose a background. Probably wanted to change it to kind of whatever color that's going to be available for them. Just for example, that color. Notice that it automatically applies to overall of the slide. Kasi ginamit niya din sa overall master niya. So ito po yung si master. But if you wanted to apply only to specific layouts, you see here, there are layouts here. So you could add more layouts if you wanted to. In addition, that you could just reuse as a template. Depende po yan sa presentation na ginagawa nyo. So you could just apply it for a specific layout. You could change the background to a specific layout. Example, this one, I want it to be gray. Notice that it only applies to the title layout. So you have a different layout po. So if I exit this master, notice that if I right click, if I add a new slide, hit enter. If I right click that, apply a layout, notice that meron po kayong mga different layouts there. So you could add additional layout anyone you want. I think I forgot the method to add a layout. So there you go. So here, a layout. You could explore more layout to use that you wanted to use. Para lang po pala yan. Apply layout, and then you could change the default settings of a specific layout kung gusto niyo po yung magamit repeatedly for a brand. Okay, so yun po yung that's how you do things in a Google slide. Okay, so what else? What else should we need to be done? Kaya po, if you're going to do some changes, don't do it here. Instead of doing it individually, so for example, kailangan nyo pong i-change ang background dito, then you have another slide to change the background. Always think of the master. Kung pwede nyo po yung i-apply, kung repeatable po yung ginagawa nyo, just apply directly to the master. Directly para ma-apply po yan directly to whatever layout that you use here. So for example, this is a slide title layout. So kung gagawa ka naman ulit ng slide title layout here, automatically na-apply na yung styling niya. So instead of formatting this one, I want to change this again. I want this to be a different one. So so yun po. So if any different or if any consistent templates or repeatable template that you have to reuse, always think of the master and do the changes there instead of the individual. But if you want to have a specific change for a specific slide, then you could do it directly from here. Okay, so it will not affect the master. So I think that's all for this video. So that's how you do things out. So hopefully you've learned some of the skills of creating a presentation like this. Okay, so if you have any questions about this training, just ask po in the question and I will answer it in a few minutes. Okay, so for now, let's see if there's anything else. Next thing is I want to lastly present you, and of course again, add-ons, you have help, you have slides, help, and training. Okay, so in the add-ons, by the way, meron po yung mga add-ons na option. Okay, so meron po mga add-ons dyan, options that you could use to actually use in your presentation. You could install different add-ons. You could get add-ons here that you might need it for your presentation. Okay, so that's additional resource for you. And the same thing with the document, the same thing with the spreadsheet, you have an add-ons option there that you could add an extra features to your presentation or to your spreadsheets or to your document. So hopefully that helps you get your resource. So lastly, I think we want to go with our next step. So, and by the way, I think I'm done with the task. So create a presentation. So there you have it. So I know it's not that presentable, but I'm just exploring things out, what you could do, and give you some info of what you could work on or use some features of the slide. Again, you could collaboratively work with each of the content that you are working by just sharing all of these the presentation that you're working. Okay, so I guess that's all. And now we are going to go with the next steps, which is basically you need to explore more. Okay, so if you have gone through to our start your work from home career, I showed you there how you would do your skill set building goal. You use a ClickUp tool to actually set your goal, to add this to your mastery goal that you want to master. So you could add this to your goal that you could explore more. So go to help section that I've showed you earlier and each tool of Google Drive and schedule as your priorities. So yun po, tinuro ko po yun sa start your work from home career para consistent po kayong mag-grow and you develop your skills. And then don't forget to share po to others that whatever you have learned, kung saan po kayo, kung ano po yung mga natutunan nyo. Meron po tayong Pinoy Online group, Pinoy Online Virtual Assistant, or sa PVAC group. Make sure you comment doon, you post your tips, kung ano po yung mga natutunan nyo along the way as you exploring things, para po magka-benefit po yung iba nating mga kapwa Filipino to actually help them in their work from home career. Okay po? So hopefully you have the the zeal to do that. Yun pong audacity ba yan? You have the meron po kayong heart to actually share what you learned, kung ano po yung mga makaka-inspire din po sa iba, you could share that to the group. Okay? So, para po ma-learn sila and ma-inspire din po to work online. And then, if you haven't enrolled to our Start Your Work From Home career, free po yan. Just go to Pinoy Online Academy and go there and register. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, okay? And like this video, or like this what do you call this, live webinar if you haven't done so. And don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon para po ma-notify po kayo sa mga upcoming videos. Marami po akong prepare that I'm going to create as videos that will help your work from home career. Okay, so and by the way, when you go to Pinoy Online Academy, meron po tayong I will just give you this quick Pinoy Online Academy. If you visit Pinoy Online Academy, should be redirected to start your work from home career training. So if you haven't registered, just get access for free and you will be registered automatically. And then if you go to the main page, if you click that home there, notice meron po mga training dyan. So kung ano pa yung hindi pa po nyo na-enroll, like the previous week training natin, we have build website, and you could register from there. And then if you haven't started here, you could also register to start your work from here. And if you wanted to more extensive challenge or challenging work, ito po yung kumbaga more in-depth actionable items here that what you have learned here. Dito po sa 5-day challenge. Okay? Ito po yung mga actionable items. You could go there. So all of these are free. Don't worry. Okay? So I will be charging soon enough. Mag-ipon ka muna. And one of the things, the purpose again, why we're doing this is to help you get more equipped with your online skill set that you needed for your work from home career. Okay, and then you might probably be one of those people that we will hire once we start accepting again for new team members. Okay po, so make sure that you are patient enough to learn things out. You go. Again, I already taught you about the setting of goals in the start your work from home career so that you consistently grow your skill set. Okay po. So marami pong salamat sa inyo, and now we are going to go with our Q&A. So hindi na po natin patatagalin, and we want to answer some answers. We want to answer some questions from let's say okay, parang Dropbox po Sir Clint, no? Yes, para po siyang Dropbox, pero I actually used Dropbox before, pero ang Dropbox is mas mahal, and it's actually not that it's not that collaborative like Google Drive. So ang Dropbox maraming pong limitations, and also in terms of example creating documents and so on, meron po silang mga limitations sa kanilang product because they are more focused on file storage or syncing files in your computer. Yun po yung main product nila. So, yun pong document, pang additional lang po nila yun. Pero si Google Drive, it's more extensive and more advanced po si Google Drive kasi you could collaboratively work with your document and your kung ano pa po yung mga kailangan nyo and with just a very less price. Actually, you could start working with it for free. Ang sa Google Drive, sa Dropbox, you could start with 2 gig only. Free. Pag nahubos na po nyo na po yung 2 gig, magma-monthly po kayo ng $9 a month. Malaki po yun, $9 a month. So, with this, I am only paying monthly for Google Drive for just 149 pesos. So, kung mauubos na po yung storage namin, I could just upgrade for additional few amount. Okay, so another question is, if ever I work offline po, ang sync process ba niya is yung last modified file lang ang isync niya or the entire selected file folder? So, if ever I work offline, ang sync process ba niya is yung last modified file lang ang isync niya or entire selected folder or file? So, I'm not sure if I have the exact answer to this, but I think yun pong isi-sync niya is yung whatever you have, synchronous po kasi siya. If anything new, kung ano po yung pinaka-new, yun po yung halimbawa kung ang new po, pag online nyo, if yung new po yung nasa computer nyo, yun po yung i-upload niya sa inyong drive. Pero kung mas new po yung nasa Google Drive nyo, yun po yung i-download niya sa computer nyo. Yun po yung nung syncing process. Kung whatever is new po, yun po yung ina-upload niya. Or yun yung siniselect as a priority to sync. So much better po if you are working offline. Of course, I think, by the way, mayroon pong offline availability si Google Drive. So kahit ano pong tools na gagamitin nyo, for example si Google Slide, meron po yung make this available offline. So kung mawawala po yung internet nyo, kahit mawala po yung internet, you could still work on it. So you could still work on it on this document kasi offline siya. Then when you are online, then whatever changes that you just did, it will just automatically applied to your online file. So yun po yung kagandahan ni Google Drive. You could work offline. Even it's available in your cell phone. Okay? And I forgot, I should have included that earlier. You could actually collaboratively work with your cell phone. So i-install nyo lang po yung Google Drive and then sa cell phone nyo. And then if you have any files, for example, I have a file that needed by the client. For example, kailangan niya ng picture. I could just take a picture and then directly upload that to my Google Drive. Just upload it to the appropriate folder that it needs to be. So, sir, sa phone lang po ako nanonood. Pwede po bang gawin ito later? Yes, absolutely po. So, yun po yung mga questions. You could do this absolutely later. You could just get back to this. This training is always available on YouTube. You could just post back and play kung ano po yung kailangan yung i-follow through sa training. So, thank you so much po sa lahat ng mga nagsali, sumali ng ating training, and I thank you so much for your availability of your spending your time up until this hour. So, maraming salamat, and hopefully you have learned a lot that you could apply to your work from home career. So, again, don't stop learning, keep growing. Okay, so keep growing po, keep learning po, and then put that in your priorities that meron po talaga kayong sinet aside to consistently learning. Thank you so much again, and have a great and wonderful day po, and bye a lot. Thank you so much a lot. And God bless, by the way. Thank you so much.